Morning guys, Pastor Josh here. Today we're going to be talking about seasons, and I wanted to bring you to my house today and just kind of show you my little garden. I've got a few little things, not a big garden, but it's kind of a hobby of mine, things I like to do. Just show you a little bit about what's going on, because every one of these things that I have are in a different season right now, and some of them are bearing fruit, some of them are not, depending on what season they're in. So right here, for example, I have this nice little Concord grape. You can see that it is in the middle of bearing fruit right now. We had fruit on this one last year and they are absolutely delicious. Of course, the fruit is coming in, but it's not a time of actually harvesting the fruit yet. It's not a time where the fruit is ready. It's a time right now where we're just having to nurture and cultivate and get it ready, make sure it has all the things that it needs, so that when the time for actually being ripe comes, then it's got all the nutrients and everything that it needs. So this Concord grapevine is in bloom right now, but what's interesting is I have another grapevine that it's not in season right now. I want to show you that over here. So this grapevine over here is a muscadine vine. You can see it's running along this trellis here, and it's not in bloom. It's not in season right now. And even though you have two grapes, one comes in bloom in the spring, the Concord, but the muscadine actually doesn't come in bloom until the fall. Over here to my left, I have a little blueberry bush. If these blueberries stay on here, this will actually be the first year that we've gotten blueberries off of this bush. Then over here, I've got this rosemary bush. And you can see this thing is big and beautiful. And this little guy started out about that big in one of those little bitty cups from like Home Depot, and it just blossomed. I actually had no idea it was going to get this big, and it's actually already been cut back this year. So a lot of the extra has already been cut off and shaped some. Now what I like about the rosemary is that it's a year-round bloomer. In other words, it really doesn't have a season. At least here in Louisiana, you could come out here and it never loses its leaves. It's always gonna have fresh, beautiful rosemary right for the picking. As a matter of fact, just last week I made some delicious lamb chops, rosemary, garlic. Oh, so great, right off of this little rosemary bush right here. Now over here, I have a little field, a small field of mint, and this is amazing because this mint, again, started out as two little plants, probably no bigger than about this right here. Two of these little things got planted and turned into this. And what you see here is actually about half of what it was. I've already harvested half of it, and this is what we have left. And I like mint, but not that much. So we've been giving quite a bit of it away. Last thing I want to show you today is this little satsuma tree. I've had this one for a couple years, and this is the first year that it actually has satsumas on it. You can see right there. Now this satsuma tree is in a bucket, and for it to reach its full potential, it's going to have to come out of this bucket. So it's in a transitional point where it really needs to transition out of this bucket into the ground. In this bucket, it'll get about 6 feet tall, but once I put it in the ground, it'll get between 15 and 20 feet tall. So if I never took it out of the bucket, it's going to always be restricted and it's never going to reach its full potential. So today, one of the things we're going to do is we're actually going to put this tree in the ground. So guys, as you've seen today, we have a lot of different plants and shrubs and things around here that they're all in different seasons, they're all in different states. They all have individual needs based on the time of year and what type of plant they are, and etc. Today, we're going to be talking about how that applies to you, and that you as an individual are in a season, and you can't compare yourself to other people. You have your own season that you're in with God, and I want to talk to you about that today so that you can stay spiritually healthy and stay on that track with God that you need to be on.